going on, my good people? Hope everything is well. Tonight, we're going to revisit the case of Nadia Lee. Nadia Lee is a 2-year-old from Houston, Texas. She was last seen near the 300 block of South Richey Street in Pasadena, Texas, on or about October the 16th. It's unknown what she was wearing, but is believed to have been wearing a white short-sleeved t-shirt at the time of her disappearance. Nadia has brown eyes, black hair, and is about the average height and weight of a 2-year-old. Now, the details of this case is what drew my attention. Now, the history between her parents is where the problem started. Now, even before Nadia was born, court records show there were problems. Both of the little girl's parents have spent the last few years in and out of the Harris County jail. And at one point, her mother even wrote to a judge begging for help. Now, what makes it worse, she never got the help that she was begging for. So on October the 18th, police responded to a call that took them to a hotel where Nadia's parents were at, Nancy Reed and 𝐁𝐚𝐜𝐤 Lee. Of course, it was an argument between 𝐁𝐚𝐜𝐤 and Nancy, but the police was able to help them resolve the situation without any further complications at that time. A short while later, they got another call to go right back up there. Now, when police responded to the hotel, they found Nancy Reed, the mother of Nadia, dead. Now, if you're wondering who made the call, it was 𝐁𝐚𝐜𝐤 Lee, the father. He told authorities he had gotten into an argument with her over how she was disciplining one of their children. He would further go on to say that he also placed his wife in a chokehold to prevent her from injuring their children. Now, that's according to the police news release. Now, there were 2 kids at the hotel, but they were taken to Child Protective Services. Then later on, investigators found out that there was a 3rd child, and that was Nadia. She wasn't there. So the Department of Missing Persons Division, they began to investigate, and it received information and evidence of potential foul play. So that's when the homicide unit took over the case. Now, prior to the incident, Nadia was in the custody of 𝐁𝐚𝐜𝐤 Lee, but he wouldn't share any information regarding to her whereabouts. Now, the last time that Nadia was seen was October the 16th, 2 days prior to her mom's murder. Now, when I first started researching this case, I listened to his story, and I'm not gonna lie, I could not rule her out as the reason that Nadia went missing because of what he said. But of course, as I continued to research, I said, no, that don't make sense. And the reason it didn't make sense is because she was in his custody prior to this incident. Now, later I did find out there was an Amber Alert issued for one of her children in 2018. That's when Reed was convicted of aggravated assault on that child, and a protective order was filed against her. It was a different child than the one that's missing, which is Nadia. So 𝐁𝐚𝐜𝐤 did get arrested. He is in jail, and he's being charged with the murder of Nancy Reed. But now we have to move forward to more recent news. So less than 2 weeks ago, court documents came out. These court documents shedded a little bit more light on the timeline. It was about an 8-page document, and it pretty much breaks down what happened leading up to the murder of the mother and the disappearance of Nadia. Take a listen.
Now, with new details in the case of 2-year-old Nadia Lee, court documents reveal why her father may be the suspected killer. We want to warn you here, some of these details are rather disturbing.
𝐁𝐚𝐜𝐤 Lee is charged with her murder and the murder of Nadia's mother, Nancy Reed.
Well, and Nadia's body still hasn't been found. This 8-page document highlighting what allegedly led up to her death. As you mentioned, we want to warn some of these details. They're graphic. 26-year-old �R𝐚 Lee has been charged with capital murder for the death of his wife Nancy Reed and 2-year-old daughter Nadia Lee. Court documents stating Lee had taken Nadia out of foster care on October 14th. The documents allege Lee sent pictures of Nadia to Reed, as well as over 100 messages pleading her to come back to him up until the day she was murdered. Following unsuccessful efforts to get Reed back home, on October 16th, the documents state Lee had internet searches related to whooping a child and how long it takes for a dead body to smell. It goes on to claim blood evidence was found in Lee's apartment, as well as pictures of Nadia with injuries to her face. Police say Lee went to a hotel in southeast Houston where Reed was staying, where he allegedly choked her to death. Just a heartbreaking case altogether. Texas EquuSearch says they're continuing to search for little Nadia's body, but are not disclosing their next location just yet.